Selfie.
Okay. All right, so today what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to give each of you a piece of graph paper and some scissors, and I'm going to have you build something. Okay?
Heck yeah.
Build something very specific. I'm going to tell you what to build, and you can either draw it first and then cut it out, or you can just cut it out and build it. Okay?
Origami?
So first, hang on. Well, I mean, I suppose you could talk. That's fine. I want to ask you first what you guys think a prism is. Now, Jane was here yesterday. You were here. No, was he here when we talked about this? I can't remember. Anyway.
Yes, he was.
He was. Yeah, we talked about
bathroom.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so do you guys know what a prism is? Do you guys know what a prism is?
No.
Okay,
I don't know the technical meaning or definition.
Okay, let me get. Okay. So this, we can find, can you find the area of this? Do you guys know how to find the area of this? Like, how would you find the area of this? Okay, so technically this might be considered a prism with a very, 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 not very tall height, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if we put it on something like this, so we're just taking layers of this same thing, and we're putting them like this, and Angel, pay attention, and this is a prism. Okay, it's kind of a skinny prism, right? But it has, a prism has 3 dimensions. It has length, it has width, and it has height. If I can change over to something that's a little bigger, like this, that's more of a prism, right? More what you think of a prism, maybe? So a prism has parallel sides, so we can think of this top and bottom as the bases, and then it has all these sides around here. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to build me a prism. Let me get you some graph paper. I keep looking at that thing like I want to be on film or something. Check, make sure my hair looks like. Okay. Now you can write these down either on another piece of paper or just on the top of your graph paper. Oops, I lost it. Where's my paper? Okay, Jane, these are the numbers I want you to use to build a prism with. 4 by 4 and 6. 4, 4, and 6. Angel, write these down. 3, 4, and 8. And Ryan, 8, 2, and 6. And I want you to use your graph paper and see if you can build a prism. Because we're playing a game here. This game is called Who's this bigger? Should I say biggest? Who's this biggest? Who's this biggest? Okay? So let's see, think about what you're doing. Remember what the definition of a prism has what? It has base or length, it has width, and it has height, right? So I need you to build me a prism. You can use tape, we've got some tape. Build me a prism using those numbers that I gave you. Think about that.
Go now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, go now. 1, 2, 3, go.
So like, yeah, so you have to use those numbers, so if you wanted to do 1, 2,
And you're going to cut this out so it doesn't have to be connected right now. It doesn't have to be connected in any way.
okay? And then 3 is going to be like thick wise. I think that's how I'm
Here's
going to say
tape,
it.
whatever you guys need it.
I don't know if that's how I'm going to say it. So like, with this, I would want to make sure I'm not telling you wrong. So if you did 8 going down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 across, and then 3, you know,
Well,
I'm thinking like three-dimensional.
What he's, yeah,
this.
but we don't need to make it three-dimensional. We wanna make this piece and this piece and this piece. You wanna make all of those separate pieces that you need to build that piece. Think of it maybe like, you know when you open a cereal box? And then you tore the whole cereal box open, what would it look like? What would it look like? Or if I took this Kleenex box and I tore it open and laid it out flat with it, pretend like this hole is covered, what would it look like?
Okay. So then,
Ryan, are you stuck? Jane, are you
so I
stuck?
think you can
I
cut this
don't
out.
know what I'm doing. Yes, I am stuck. I have no clue what I'm doing.
Okay. So you know that, so maybe if you define one of your dimensions as length, and one of your dimensions as width, and one of your dimensions as height, one of the numbers I gave you as length, one as height, and one as width. Maybe that'll help. They don't have to all be connected. You just have, how many faces does this have? Jane, we talked about faces the other day. How many faces does this prism have? 6, right? Okay, so how many faces are you gonna have to draw? How many, and what shape are these? What shape are these?
Triangles and.
No?
No, not triangles, but rectangles.
Rectangles or squares, I mean, depending on what numbers you have, right? So you need all of those shapes that you can cut out, and you're gonna have to have 6 of them, right? And what do you know about the shape of this one, or the size of this one, and the size of this one?
Same number times the same number of
They're
rows.
the same.
They're the same, right? And what about the size of this one, and the size of this one?
They're the same.
And this one, and this one, right?
They're the same.
Okay, so think about that.
Because, do you know why? How many do I have going across? 3. And how many do I have 4? So it's 3, 3, 4. How many's going down here? So get your scissors.
And if you need to go ahead and cut out parts and then readjust, like, oh, I didn't cut that one out right, that's okay too.
Can you get some tape?
And if you'd like to, you can even label your pieces as top, bottom, left, right, front, back, or something like that. That might help.
So then, what piece goes next? This way, yeah.
No. I want you to cut out the pieces that are rectangles. I want you, because I want you to build this. I want you to build this for me in the numbers that I gave you, using the numbers that I gave you.
So,
If I told you to build me a box,
so 2 by 4.
which is a prism, right? What would you do? How would you build me a box?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this
So
off.
where does this one go?